Hyenas are always made out to be the bad guys. Perhaps because of their homely-looking faces or their creepy way of walking. But it is unjustified. These scavengers render immeasurable services to their ecosystems and should not be demonized. If you are curious to see what they're all about, it's time, because we're getting started. Even though hyenas are known for scavenging, they do have to hunt and kill their own prey from time to time. Hyenas attack a buffalo calf trying to flee in this video, which shows the animal being brutally killed. Everyone wants a piece of it, so one hyena even drags out the creature's intestines to do so. But just as the hyenas begin to eat the calf, on safari with guests in the Kruger National Park, South Africa, a guide witnessed 8 hyenas attacking a buffalo for hours on end, until they finally killed the buffalo that same evening. Their endurance was incredible. Hyenas are not only scavengers, they are incredible hunters. What a brave effort this little buffalo calf put up against a hungry clan of spotted hyenas. But he had no chance, simply because there were too many hyenas. Even an adult buffalo would have had his hands full. The harsh reality of nature is tough to watch sometimes. If you have never seen hyenas eat their prey alive, watch how these hyenas rip flesh out of the young calf while it's still alive. The scavengers will keep eating the young animal without killing it until the calf dies, when they begin to rip into its vital organs. On a safari in Africa, some wildlife enthusiasts captured these scenes of a young hippo being harassed by a few hyenas.
The
hippo finally made it back to its parents in safety. A dying hippo lays in an almost dry pool of water as a few hyenas begin to gorge on the massive animal. Hippos are terrifying beasts, so for this hippo to be in the state it's in, it must be sick or injured. Even though this hippo looks like it's just laying there taking abuse from this hyena, it's already dead as the scavenger rips one of its eyes out. This ailing hippo has given up on life, and it's to the hyena's advantage. The hippo is beat, hurt, or sick and barely moves when these hyenas bite into it. At some point, the animal gets up for a few seconds before crumbling to the ground. He must have sustained numerous injuries not to be able to get up and leave. Brown hyenas, or stand wolves as they are sometimes called, are the rarest pieces in the hyena family. They are primarily scavengers, which means they usually feed off carcasses left behind by more capable hunters. The strand wolves on Namibia's Skeleton Coast, where there are no other predators, have become dependent on Cape fur seals for food. They target the pups partly because they are vulnerable and unable to defend themselves, but also because they can crush their skulls with one bite, which allows them to quickly abscond back to their den with none the wiser. In this video, a brown hyena approaches a small seal pup. Brown hyenas have some of the largest teeth of any carnivore. Heat stroke is a common source of death for Cape fur seals, and this hyena would love to find a fresh carcass. She is trying to yank one of the baby seals from its mom. She yanks the puppy away from its mother, and mom doesn't do anything to save it. A few jackals are also in the area, but the hyena makes sure they don't get too close to her prey. In this video, these 2 brown hyenas approach a dozen or so jackals feeding on a small seal pup carcass. Hesitant at first, the hyenas forget about protocol and just steal the carcass from the jackals that just watch the scavengers walk away with it right under their noses. This wildebeest already has a gaping hole on the side of its body, and the hyenas target this area to make it worse until the animal crumbles to the ground so they can eat it, which is eventually what happens. Even the vultures knew the outcome of this battle before it began. The wildebeest in this video has been ambushed by a clan of hyenas that have the animal exactly where they want it, trapped under them in a marsh. The famished scavengers devour their lunch while it's still alive. A hyena rips a chunk of flesh from this wildebeest's left thigh as the wildebeest lays on the ground, barely moving and enduring the pain. These animals are so stoic, I can't seem to figure out how they just lay there and give up. A single spotted hyena kills and feeds on a full-grown wildebeest bull. The hyena employs the standard prey takedown technique of immobilizing the prey by tearing into the soft areas of the groin, then beginning to feed while the animal helplessly watches. Many people despise hyenas because they believe they are merely scavengers who steal food from other animals. Many people are aware that they hunt their own prey, but they still dislike them because of their hunting technique. They lack the tools that big cats have, hence the reason for this, and they manage to feed themselves efficiently. These spotted hyenas belong to one of the study clans that the MSU Hyena Project in the Masai Mara Reserve monitors year-round since 1989. They can be seen feasting on a wildebeest while the animal is still alive, but that's the way hyenas roll. Surprisingly enough, the wildebeest manages to get up at some point and tries to escape, but the hyenas just keep eating it, even while it's standing. This wildebeest challenges the hyenas and lets them know he's not going to go down easily. "10 seconds later, he's meeting St. Peter at the pearly gates. These two wildebeest have their horns locked together, so the hyenas take advantage of the situation and eat the wildebeest that's on the ground. Talk about a weird predicament. It's already difficult enough to escape hyenas, and now these two had to get stuck to each other. Hyena attacks wild boar. When a small warthog is surrounded by a few hungry hyenas, there isn't much it can do to defend itself, and even though it delivers a good fight, it's simply not enough to escape. A male leopard had captured a warthog in this gruesome scene, but when the clan arrived minutes later, the leopard released its prey and fled. The hyenas took control, and you can hear the warthog squealing in the video, indicating that it did not improve with the hyenas. I never thought I would see this, but the leopard and hyena in this video have decided to join forces and share this warthog kill. I guess they figured it's better to be positive instead of negative, and things worked out quite well. Wildlife enthusiasts were on their way to view a leopard and her cub at Thorny Bush Nature Reserve in South Africa, when they came across this unreal scene of hyenas feeding on a kudu kill. The hyenas chased the kudu into the dam, causing it to drown. Rather than pulling it out of the dam to eat it, the scavengers left the kudu in the dam to prevent other predators from getting to it. Kudus are not small, but this lone hyena doesn't care as it bites on this kudu's rear end. The kudu is trying to pull away, but the hyena holds on tight. The hyena can take down this kudu all by itself, and that, my friends, is impressive. A single hyena brought down this massive male kudu. An incredible display of strength, skill, and perseverance by gripping and hanging onto its upper tail, eventually causing it to succumb to pain and exhaustion. In less than a minute, there were 3 hyenas, and a few minutes later, there were 12. The kudu remained alive for a short time after the hyenas gutted it from behind. They sliced through every piece of meat and crunched through every bone, leaving only the horns. I have a newfound respect for these creatures. I've never witnessed anything so brutal, yet so ecologically necessary. During a hunt in the open field that leads to a new road, a few hyenas managed to take down an adult zebra after chasing it for a while. The zebra fights hard, but it's not enough to free itself. During a hunt in the open field, a few hyenas managed to take down an adult zebra after chasing it for a while. The zebra fights hard, but it's not enough to free itself. A young zebra is attacked by 2 hyenas on the side of a dirt road, and even though the youngster is feisty and fights, there isn't much he can do against 2 hungry hyenas. Zebras have excellent eyesight. It is believed that they can see in color. Like most ungulates, the zebra has its eyes on the sides of his head, giving it a wide field of view. Zebras also have night vision, although not as advanced as most other predators. When attacked by clans of hyenas or packs of wild dogs, a zebra herd will huddle together with the foals in the middle, while the stallion tries to ward them off. The spotted hyenas have evolved sharp carnassial behind their crushing premolars. Therefore, they do not need to wait for their prey to die. Hyenas always look slow and clumsy when they run, but not in this video, as 2 hyenas can be seen chasing a few zebras in a high-speed chase. The scavengers are tiring out the zebras because they can rely on their incredible stamina, more than the stamina the striped horses possess. So one of the zebras will eventually run out of gas, and that's when the hyenas will strike.
Hyena versus hyena fight. These two brown hyenas are engaged in a vicious fight over a giraffe carcass. They could easily share, but it looks like they are adamant about having the entire carcass for themselves. One of the hyenas dominates the other and eventually chases the weaker hyena away.
As wildlife enthusiasts were driving through a tiger trail, they noticed that some big animals had turned back quickly as it faced the vehicle. They assumed it was a tiger at first, but quickly noticed that it was a full-grown hyena with dark black stripes and heavy fur and a big mane on its back. There were two equal-sized hyenas fighting. The guests were thrilled and speechless because it was the first time they were witnessing something like this in real life. Two brown hyenas go at it in the water, and when they're wet, they look more like some wild dogs from another planet. The scavengers are intense, and when they're wet, they look more like some wild dogs from another planet. The scavengers are intense, but there is no clear winner. From Masai Mara managed to spot a newly born topi calf in the savannah, with its parents there. So the hunt was not going to be a cakewalk, but the hyenas still did not hesitate and went for the kill. Predators like hyenas and lions usually look out for prey about to give birth, so they can make an easy kill. And that's exactly what happens in this video. This topi breaks a leg as it struggles to escape from this hyena. It's already difficult to get away from a hyena on 4 legs. So imagine how difficult it must be on 3. When the rest of the clan comes running, the topi is doomed.
We have a misconception that hyenas are only scavengers. This is not correct. Hyenas are expert hunters. This wildlife enthusiast tracked this pair of hyenas for over 2 hours before they were successful in bringing down a topi.
This lone hyena takes on a large topi, but this will not hinder the scavenger in any way from killing its prey. And you can see how in control the scavenger is of the topi, digging right through the animal's flesh. Video have literally butchered an impala and didn't even bother pulling it out of the water before eating it. They just ate it in the water. A few hyenas get lucky in the middle of the night when they snatch an impala out of the water and enjoy a delicious midnight snack. Hyenas are not evil because they eat their prey alive. They each have their own set of reasons for doing so. Hyenas eat their prey alive because they want to eat it before intruders like lions come and steal it. Just look at how powerful this lone hyena is as it drags an impala out of the water by itself. Hyena attacks elephant. A roaming hyena clan stumbles across a large elephant that refuses to leave its spot. They soon discover why. She has a sick baby elephant that has collapsed on the ground. The hyenas approach, just waiting for an opportunity to snatch the calf. The mother elephant does her best to protect her sick calf from such a terrible fate, but can't do much to stop the attack. This hyena finds a creative way of eating what's inside this massive elephant carcass. It digs a bigger hole in the elephant's rear end and stuffs its head inside, eating whatever comes its way. Hyenas use all the tricks in the book to get a bite to eat. The hyena pulls extremely hard until it rips through the lining of the elephant's anus, discharging an explosion of decomposing gases built up in the elephant's gut. It almost looks like an alien is coming out of the elephant's rear end, and gives the hyena the scare of its life. When a hyena clan surrounds this medium-sized calf, it is in trouble. The elephant is unable to gain proper traction, allowing it to run, and the hyenas are plowing it into the ground. The elephant should have called out the rest of the herd to come and help, but that was not the case, so hyenas will not fare better than lions against giraffes. These hyenas have found a dead giraffe calf and are trying to eat it, but there are 2 adult giraffes right next to the dead calf chasing the hyenas away. I don't know if the hyenas killed the calf or if they just found it dead, but they sure want to eat it. The giraffes continue to harass the hyenas, but the scavengers keep coming back for more until some lions arrive and chase some of the hyenas away. I guess the lions made the kill and are coming back to finish off what's left, but the hyenas beat them to it. The lions, being outnumbered, don't insist and leave the remains of the calf to the feisty hyenas. Imagine being born and minutes later you are attacked by a bunch of hyenas. When mom sees this, she rushes to her calf's rescue and manages to scare the hyenas away. The calf remains on the ground. Is he injured, or is he still unable to stand on his own? Your guess is as good as mine.
Onlookers came upon a sad but fascinating view of a female giraffe fighting off a clan of hyenas over the carcass of her deceased youngster. Both species were equally committed in claiming the spoils, and the tug of war continued for some time before the mother admitted defeat to the hyenas. Upon returning that afternoon, onlookers were surprised to witness that the clan of hyenas had brought along their cubs to feed on the carcasses of the young giraffe, always reminding us how far the circle of life stretches.